and we are here, y'all. We are here. We are here. We are here to talk about NBA basketball. We are back, baby.
Basketball's finally here.
We are back. The Spotlight Sports Talk is finally talking about the NBA coming up tomorrow. We have the Philadelphia 76ers on the road against the Boston Celtics in opening night. I know Nikki is more of a Celtics, not Celtics, of a Sixers fan than I am, but I want you to go first on how you feel about this game, knowing that this was the last game that Paul played against Boston last year in the playoffs. Talk about it. Talk about
Well, I mean, since it's no more LeBron in the East, um, honestly, I think it'll come down to the Sixers and Boston being maybe the top five teams. I think Boston will take the East because you're getting Kyrie back, Gordon Howard's coming back, Garrett Hayward's coming back off that horrible leg injury. You still got Morris there, especially Jason Tatum, Terry Rozier. That squad is going to be good. I think they'll be the top in the East. The Sixers, yeah, they coming off that tough series. Ben Simmons had to do more. He was nowhere to be found. 1 point in the playoffs is definitely unacceptable. You still we did re-sign Riddick back to a 1 year deal. More Fultz has been getting his workout in all summer. He's been looking good. I don't think he should start though. I think he should come off the bench and JJ should start. But Fultz is in the starting lineup and they bring Riddick off the bench. I think it's stupid, but we're not going to talk about that.
according to ESPN, JJ Redick is the starter.
Okay, because I was reading, they was like, oh, they Fultz is starting over JJ. Why would you do that?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
the starting five is Ben Simmons, JJ Redick, Covington, Sargent, and Embiid.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, and Covington, just not gonna talk about him. He's so
I
sometimey,
know
it's
this is the
ridiculous.
Spotlight Sports Talk. We raw and uncut here. Tell it.
He's so suspecty and sometimey, it's ridiculous. Like one day he's hot, and then he want to be shooting up threes, and he can make more. He could make me a house right now. Them bricks he be shooting. So hopefully he got his game together. Surprisingly, he was in. I forget what number that they gave him in the top 100 of players, and he was. He was. I forget what number he was, but I was shocked.
Mm, mm.
But that I think that game's gonna be close. Um. Uh. I don't know who's gonna pull it out. Especially if you're on the road in Boston. I don't know. Boston might edge the Sixers out a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be. You know, it's gonna be interesting to actually see this game. Kyrie's coming off a knee injury, then Hayward's coming off that real horrible ankle injury in opening day of last year. This is gonna be a great game. This is gonna be a great opening day game. It's a lot of stars, especially young stars. With Kyrie, Ben Simmons, and B, Tatum. You know, Tatum was in last year's draft with Donovan Mitchell. Like that was a great that was a great rookie year for a lot of rookies that came in last year. Um, Me personally, as with the 76ers, they gotta do it this year. You can't. They're the tanking. I mean, you didn't tank this past year, but I mean, you already have so many first round picks or picks. Period. Now it's time to actually change that and get over the hump because honestly, y'all could have beat Boston in the playoffs, but Ben Simmons didn't have no jump shot. Folks was coming back, but he wasn't at his full potential. Embiid had the eye injury.
I
Um,
need Embiid to stay in the paint. I don't need him to go behind the arc and shoot threes. I know he's capable, but I need him inside.
yeah, I mean, he can stay aside, but if he can shoot that three and he's wide open if he make it, then it's absolutely that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But don't gonna be just jacking up threes. You know what I'm saying? Just gonna be jacking it up. At the end of the day. But me personally, the Boston Celtics, they're just loaded for the East. I think it's their time to go to the NBA Finals this year. outside of battling Toronto, because Toronto has Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green, Kyle Lowry. I actually could pull up that team as well and look at who they actually have. Because I do like the Toronto Raptors. I think adding Kawhi Leonard and actually seeing him play in the preseason, he's still like the Kawhi Leonard that missed um, all those games last year for the San Antonio Spurs. Um, so they got. Let me look at the starters. Let me look at the starters. Um, the starters for the Toronto Raptors, you have Kyle Lowry, Danny Green, Kawhi Leonard, Serge Ibaka, and Valanciunas. So that's not really a bad starting five for them. But I just don't know anybody on there besides Greg Monroe that's on their second their bench. Um, so they could probably be in the contender. But like we said, like the East is up for grabs this year. Anybody could take the East. Me personally, I do like the Sixers could definitely make it to the finals this year. I think almost any good team that was played in the East outside of the Cavaliers can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's how wide open the Eastern Conference Finals is. As far as picking Boston over Philadelphia, this a hard game to call because we just don't. We're going to learn a lot from this game, but at the same time, like it's the first game of the year. It's one of 82 games. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a very long season. So
I think with the Sixers, it all goes on who can stay healthy.
right,
No more restriction on Embiid now. Y'all know how he can play. No more babysitting the minutes. Let him play. So I think we got that out the way. But as long as everybody stays healthy, should be fine.
right, right. Let's just go straight into the other Tuesday night game, which comes on at 10:30 p.m. on TNT. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Golden State Warriors. Um, let's go straight into the Golden State Warriors because they're already predicted to win the championship anyway. According to having Boogie Cousins start in this lineup. Actually, he's not in this starting lineup. Actually, surprisingly. Um, the starting lineup is Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and Jordan Bell. So you have coming off the bench with Sean Livingston, Jacob Evans, Andre Iguodala, um, Kevin Looney, and Damani Jones. Um, right now, your third, you have Quinn Cook, and then DeMarcus Cousins. Only reason why we say that because we just don't know what DeMarcus Cousins is going to do outside of his Achilles injury that happened last year. So, um, and I do want to shout out to my former Drexel guy, Damian Lee. He made it to the Golden State Warriors roster. I used to work down at Drexel University, and I finally able to see. He overcame so many knee injuries. He started out. Um, he played for Drexel. Then his fifth year, he went to Louisville. Did well. Did not get drafted. He played in the G League for the Golden State Warriors G League, and he got moved up to the roster. So, congratulations to Damian Lee for making the Golden State Warriors, which I don't like the Golden State Warriors, but I just have to represent him. But shout out to him for that. Golden State Warriors versus Oklahoma City. What you want to see in this game?
I overall I still Golden State's gonna win, even though we got my man Russell. I like Russell a lot. If I had to pick one of my favorite players in the league right now, it would be Russell. Because he does it all. He defends, he shoots, he dunks, he's explosive. But I know he has Paul George. Just like they still need that one piece. Melo didn't work out. Melo's over there in Houston with CP3 and Harden. Um, but they still have Stevens in the middle. He's still he's a good center. He gets rebounds, he gets you points. It's just that they still need some people around them. It can't be just them two. But it should be. I mean, overall, it should be good. But Russell needs to get over the hump. He needs an extra key person. He needs an extra person because him and Paul George can't do it by themselves.
So according to Royce Young, ESPN staff writer, he says always subject to change and likely a much firmer update will come Tuesday morning after shoot around. But Russell Westbrook is listed out against the Golden State Warriors in the game. Note, Westbrook said that he said to be still be progressing and doing more in practice each day. He has not been fully cleared as of yet, but also Steven Adams is listed as questionable with a lower back.
Oh man, and if that's the case, then that's gonna be a blowout.
But that was 9 hours ago, so we just have to find out, Tuesday, what happened with Russell Westbrook and Steven Adams. Um, you know, it's a lot rotten on Oklahoma City this year. I mean, you're able to re-sign Paul George. Um, let's see who else they have on this roster here. They have Russell Westbrook, Andre Roberson, Paul George, uh, Jermaine Grant, and Steven Adams. But then I don't understand why Dennis Schroeder is not starting in this lineup.
He definitely should be out there.
He should be starting over Andre Roberson. That's just me personally. He should be starting. Schroeder, he's too good to be on the bench. Like that's just hopefully he if Russell Westbrook can't go, then he will be the starter there. That's not a bad backup for Russell Westbrook. It's not really a bad backup for him. Um, but I think the Golden State Warriors are going to take this game. Um, honestly, we're not going to see a DeMarcus Cousins, but we're going to see the champions be at home. They're going to be loud. They're going to be ready to go. All the talk has been talking about them, getting Boogie Cousins to come to Golden State, and that's what they want to, they want to talk about it.
And the Warriors want to definitely win another chip before they leave the Oracle. It's been their home for a couple of years now. They're actually moving out of Oakland, and they're going to be in San Fran next season. So,
right. So, there's a few games coming on Wednesday night, October 17th. We're going to talk about them now, and we're only going to talk about the games that that's marquee. I mean, we all know what Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to do against Charlotte. Brooklyn plays Detroit, Memphis plays Indiana, Miami plays Orlando, Atlanta plays New York, Cleveland and Toronto. We already talked about the Toronto Raptors. We already know what they're handling there. As far as the Cleveland Cavaliers, I just don't know what's going to happen there. With no LeBron James, but according to their starting five, is George Hill, Smith, Rodney Hood, Kevin Love, and Tristan Thompson. And then their backups are Colin Sexton, the rookie guard from Alabama, which is a pretty good guard. Kyle Korver, Larry Nance, Jordan Clarkson, and Anthony Zizic. I don't know who that is, but I don't see Cleveland. Cleveland could probably still make a run, knowing the East is very wide open, knowing LeBron is on the West now. But I still like Toronto in this game. Who you got?
yeah, I got Toronto. I don't think, I don't know. Cleveland, like I said, with no LeBron, it's really going to be different. J.R. Smith's going to have to step up for him. His running out the clock self don't know what the clock is.
Right. And then you got the reigning MVP and James Harden, being at home with the Houston Rockets versus the New Orleans Pelicans. We just don't know what's going to go on with Anthony Davis. They're just demoralizing that team and not putting no pieces around him whatsoever. But it's going to be hard for New Orleans to be in that tough Western Conference. Houston and
I'm not saying guarantee, but I'm almost sure by the end of the season, I don't think AD's going to be with New Orleans. He probably he'll get shipped somewhere else, or he's looking to go somewhere else. Unless you get some pieces around there for him. Somebody needs a big man, and for him to get AD would be crazy to have an AD on your team.
Right. I mean, a lot of teams need an AD right now on their team. They need it as far as big man that can score. Minnesota and San Antonio, that should be an interesting game, with DeMar DeRozan um, debuting as a San Antonio Spur. Let's see what he does to fill the shoes of Kawhi Leonard. Same thing for Kawhi Leonard. Let's see how he can fill the shoes of DeMar DeRozan in Toronto. So that's going to be interesting to actually watch there. Utah, Donovan Mitchell coming on to his second year, going up against Sacramento. Dallas Mavericks versus the Phoenix Suns, and then you have Denver Nuggets versus the LA Clippers. But the game I do want to talk about here is Thursday night on October 8th, where you have the Portland Trail Blazers versus LeBron James and the LA Lakers. Get into it, Nakia. Talk about it. Talk about it.
Well, it's crazy because in the offseason, Lakers needed to score someone big. And we didn't know who it was going to be. LeBron had his picks. Philly was talking about it for a while. I knew that wasn't going to go down. So, LA was the perfect fit. And then, they put pieces around them. They went and got Rondo. Like, Rondo was one of the top guards out there. He may not score a bit, but that man can put up some assists like it's nobody's business. That's a true point guard right there. And then they got and then they got Stevenson. Them battle Stevenson and LeBron used to always have, but now they teammates now. So I thought that was funny. Lonzo Ball's been, working on his shot because his shot he had was ugly. Um, so that should be interesting. But the Lakers should win that game. Damian Lillard is very underrated. Damian Lillard is very good with Portland. Him and TJ McCullough. But the Lakers, I might actually stay up for that just to watch it. But I think they pull that one out. And Kuzma and Ingram as well. So they got some talent.
Yeah, I think LeBron James put a nice squad together for this Lakers team. But it's a tough Western Conference. You know what I'm saying? So it's really tough to go up against that. But LeBron James always up for the competition. He's always up for it. So yeah, I do like the Lakers in this game over Portland. Portland just don't have enough. All you have is Lillard and McCollum. Like you don't have nothing else. Like you don't have nothing else at all. Like I just don't understand. Like you don't go out and get anybody. I wouldn't be surprised if Lillard leaves Portland next year. I would not be surprised. He probably stay on the West, or he might come East. Imagine if he comes East. He's going to dominate over him and Kyrie. What? That'd be crazy. But let's just go straight into these power rankings. These are the power rankings according to BPI projections of the 2018-2019 season. At number one, you have the Golden State Warriors. The toughest stretch they do have is in January. Golden State Warriors will be the favorite nearly in every game that they play this season. But the late stretch, they do have 5 games on the road. That includes the Staples Center, which LeBron and the Lakers. They'll go cross country. Then they face Washington, they face Boston, Indiana, and welcoming Philadelphia to Oracle. So it's going to be a real tough task for them in a late year for the Golden State Warriors. Number 2, you have the Boston Celtics as number 2 in the power rankings. They toughest stretches in March and April, where they'll be playing in the West, with Golden State, Sacramento, and both Los Angeles teams. Then they have on the road with Miami, Indiana, and Washington. 4 games in 6 days to start the season. So it's gonna be tough. So that's the tough stretches in March and April. This is mind-boggling to me. Number 3 is the Toronto Raptors. How you feel about that?
I think they was going off of last year's numbers with DeRozan and Lowry. So that's different now. So
because I could actually agree with the first 2, Boston and Golden State, but I can't agree with this Toronto Raptors being number 3. They was previously ranked number 4, but now they're number 3. So I'm like, what made them, go actually pick them? Because they did get Kawhi Leonard and a defensive stopper in Danny Green, so it's pretty cool. But they tough stretches in December. They play Portland, Golden State, Milwaukee, and Denver and Indiana in December. This should be the number 3 team, the Houston Rockets. They are number 4 in this power ranking. Um, they tough stretches in February where they got back to back in Denver and Utah to begin the month, and then Lakers and Warriors trips coming after the All Star break. And that's February. They really don't have no tough schedule. Number 5 is the Utah Jazz, which I'm not too bad. I'm not too bottled about that. How you feel about that number 5 spot for them?
Utah was pretty good in the playoffs. Donovan Mitchell is going to be a star in this league. And Rudy Gobert. So they got an excellent spot down there.
Yeah, with Ricky Rubio and Mitchell and like you said, Rudy Gobert, like they got a nice little squad in Utah. I like them at this number 5 pick. That's not pretty bad. They tough stretches in October and November. Of course, they got Golden State in a home opener. Then they got the Rockets on the road for 5 days later. The Jazz got a 3-game homestand where they visit Toronto and Boston. That's gonna be a good game. Boston and Utah. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting game to watch. And guess who comes in at number 6? Previously ranked at number 7. Just think of it.
Number 7?
No, they was previously number 7, but now they're number 6.
I have no clue.
They're Eastern Conference team.
Indiana?
Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, snap. Hey.
Top 10 they are top 10 in the power rankings. The Sixers' toughest stretches in January. It says 2 back-to-back games in the early month of the 9 games over a 16-day stretch will be the test for the Sixers to start in 2019. The only 6 of the 15 games in January are against teams that missed the playoffs in the last season, which will be the Western Conference contenders of Oklahoma City, Houston, San Antonio, Denver, Golden State, and the Los Angeles Lakers within a 13-day stretch. Damn! Woo, Sixers. Y'all better make some trades. I gotta do something. Because that's a tough stretch. That's a tough stretch. Number 7 is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They was previously ranked number 5. They bumped down to number 7. With Russell Westbrook and Andre, with Struder, which I think he should be a starter. That's just my opinion there. They tough stretches in March and April. Number 8, previously number 9, is the Los Angeles Lakers, which I think they should be higher on this list. Instead of being number 8, they should at least be number 4. But it's kind of hard because you got the Rockets up there, Golden State's up there. You probably could flip flop Utah and the Lakers. I think the Lakers have a better overall team. As far as veteran wise, the Lakers does. How you feel about this spot for the Lakers?
That's a good spot for right now until they prove themselves, and then they have capability to go higher. So I think by the season start, they won't be 8.
Okay. Number 9, you have the Milwaukee Bucks. They was previously ranked number 11. That's a good spot for the Milwaukee Bucks. Oh, that's not bad. Number 10 is the Denver Nuggets. What? That's kind of interesting. I do forgot they do got Jamal Murray and Isaiah Thomas. With Jokic. They're not really a bad team. They're just a quiet team. Denver's a very quiet team that would sneak up on you.
About the quiet people.
Right. You gotta watch them quiet people, right? Number 11, we had the Portland Trailblazers that was ranked number 10. They toughest stretches in February. The New Orleans Pelicans is at number 12. They was ranked 13th. And number 13 is the Miami Heat. It's not too bad. They went up a couple spots. They was ranked 18. Dwayne Wade, Last Dance, with Hassan Whiteside, Josh Richardson. They got a nice little young team with Wayne Ellington and Justice Winslow. Gordon Dragic. He's very underrated too. Just to let y'all know, he's a very underrated guard. He just don't get a lot of looks. But how you feel about that Miami spot?
I think that's where it should be at. So
You know what? I have not seen the San Antonio Spurs yet on this list. Or did we
uh,
see them? No, we didn't see them yet. Indiana Pacers dropped down from number 8 to 14. Wow, that's a big drop. Here we go. Number 15 team, San Antonio Spurs. They are too low down in this power rankings. But I understand why though, because the other guard DeJounte Murray suffers a torn ACL, done for the year. But they still got Patty Mills. They got Marco Bellinelli. They got LaMarcus Aldridge, and they got DeRozan. So I kind of understand that. But what you think about the San Antonio Spurs?
like I said, it's a big. They took out one big key piece and then brought out another big key piece, so it's not like it wasn't an even swap. You're still getting a good quality player in DeRozan. It's exciting to see what they do down there.
Okay. Um, we got the Washington Redskins. The Washington Wizards. Sorry, football is getting my mind. I apologize for that. We do have the Washington Wizards at number 16. Let me just go through these. Detroit Pistons at number 17. Minnesota at 18. Ranked 16. The Dallas Mavericks. Um, they ranked 19th. They were previously ranked 20. You got Charlotte Hornets at 20. LA Clippers at 21. Cleveland Cavaliers at 22. That makes absolute sense. With LeBron there. Memphis Grizzlies number 23. Um, they get Mike Conley back, so that's definitely going to be something to look at. I think their rankings want to go a little bit higher once the season progresses because Mike Conley was out majority of last year. Number 24, Brooklyn Nets. We understand why with that. Number 25 is the Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bulls is a really young basketball team. They're gonna be something to look forward to in the future. With the Chicago Bulls, Orlando Magic is number 26. New York Knicks is 27. Phoenix Suns is 28. Atlanta Hawks is 29. Sacramento Kings is 30. And yeah, that is your power rankings for the NBA season. Before we get out of here, let's just do our predictions real quick. Let's just do okay, so who do you think will make it to the Eastern Conference? Who will be in the Eastern Conference Finals, and who will come out the East?
You know what? I got my picks on Boston. I like what Boston did last year. Getting back. This time they got Kyrie and Gordon Hayward back. Hopefully, them two can stay healthy. Just imagine if them two were there last year. I think they could have. I think they could have won it. They could have. They could have went to the finals. I don't know if they would have won it, but they could have put up a little run with Golden State. And I definitely think in the finals it might come down to Golden State and the Lakers. So
Okay, so Golden State and the Lakers in the Western Conference, but who do you see Boston playing in the Eastern Conference Finals? Since you got Boston coming out of the East already.
I might come back. I think I might come back down to the Sixers and Boston again.
Hmm. I mean, I do like the Golden State Warriors and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, but I'm going to go different here. Um I think it's going to be the LA Lakers and the Houston Rockets in the Western Conference Finals. I feel like Houston has something to prove now, knowing they added Carmelo Anthony to their squad, and they almost beat the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals last year. So now I feel like they got something to prove to this Golden State Warrior team. But if the Lakers end up playing the Golden State Warriors and beating them, that means Houston and LA will be in the Western Conference Finals, and I have LA coming out of the Western Conference Finals against Houston in a 7-game series, and LeBron goes off in Game 7 like he always do. So, yeah, I like the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Eastern Conference, I do like Boston, but I'm gonna say Boston in Toronto. might do it. Kawhi Leonard is playing motivated. I do like the Sixers to get to the second round and lose to Toronto in a game seven. That's gonna be a very competitive game. The Sixers are definitely a good basketball team in the East. I'm not taking nothing away from them, but I think the more veterans that's on Toronto and Kawhi playing that to his top game, if he plays the way he's supposed to play, like he played in San Antonio, they're going to be a threat. Toronto's going to be a threat. I do like Toronto in Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I do like Boston coming out of the East as well. And the NBA Finals, I have the Boston Celtics versus the LA Lakers. Another basketball rivalry of all time. Now you have LeBron and Lakers, Kyrie in Boston with Rondo and Tatum, with Hayward and Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball and Rozier and Al Horford and JaVale McGee. It's just a star-studded NBA Finals. Very star-studded. The winner, I had the Boston Celtics winning it all and bringing that championship back to the East Coast.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So I do have that as well. Like, you can't go wrong with Boston. Like, if they stay healthy, it's sky's the limit. I don't think nobody left the Boston Celtics team from last year. I think everybody came back, right?
Right. And my phone's on 1%, just to let you know. So if I cut off, it ain't my fault.
Fine, but we're actually done here. These are our NBA predictions. This segment will definitely be broken down into a couple parts here. So it's the Spotlight Sports Talk. Comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. It's your first time ever being at our channel. I would suggest that you subscribe and hit that button. Get the latest news on all sports content and whatever we do here, because we always different. So we out of here. We see you on the next video. Peace.